Most people think LA is one anchor on the map, one center, one identity, and then the map myth smacks the plan sideways. Here's the paradox. The harder someone tries to read LA like one normal city, the stranger the cityscape feels. That's because LA's a patchwork, and neighborhood gravity pulls life into different pockets of the same local orbit. And yep, the spicy truth is this. Downtown isn't automatically the center. Sometimes it's not even your center. So let's decode LA fast, starting with one tiny question that changes everything. The biggest map myth is thinking LA means one government, one core, one clean identity. A newcomer often assumes it's one anchor, then wonders why locals sound like they're talking about different places, because LA is a nickname that gets stretched for convenience, and the patchwork has layers people don't see at first. It's neighborhood gravity bending meaning. Same word, different reality, same local orbit. And that confusion, it's the first clue LA plays by different rules. Here's the clean fact set. LACity is about 4 million people. LACounty is 10+ million, with 88 cities plus unincorporated areas, like a giant set of nested labels. So the analogy fits. A nesting doll, LA the city sits inside LA the county, surrounded by mini-worlds in the same cityscape. That's why two people can say I live in LA and mean totally different things, and the commute math still gets real. Once that clicks, the next surprise shows up. The land itself is a sampler, not a single flavor. People expect one consistent city vibe, but LA doesn't do consistent like that. The patchwork isn't only political, it's physical. Beaches, mountains, valleys, deserts, all close enough to mess with expectations. So the cityscape can feel like it changes channels mid-scene. And honestly, that's the point. Different terrain creates different routines, and neighborhood gravity gets stronger because lifestyle follows landscape. That's why LA can feel confusing and weirdly irresistible. Orientation helps. Ocean to the west, mountains around, especially the Santa Monica and San Gabriel Mountains shaping the region. Those ranges carve rooms into the map, so the same local orbit can hold totally different weather, views, and daily habits. And yep, it rewrites the commute math, because ridges and valleys aren't neutral shortcuts. So LA is a sampler platter, bold flavors side by side, not blended into one soup with one anchor. Then the next puzzle piece lands. The city doesn't have one center, it has several. Many cities are bullseyes, one core, everything radiates out. LA isn't. LA works like a constellation, clusters that matter for different reasons, at different times, inside the same patchwork. So the map myth breaks when someone hunts for one real center and keeps missing the point. In LA, center depends on the day. Work, art, nightlife, beach, different goals, different anchor. Once that lands, the cityscape starts feeling logical instead of random. That's why the familiar clusters pop. Hollywood, downtown LA, Beverly Hills, plus Santa Monica and Venice. Each one pulls people differently. Same local orbit, different gravity wells, different commute math. So meet in the middle isn't simple here. The middle changes based on purpose and timing. A practical move is choosing the hub first. Downtown Day or Santa Monica Day, then stacking plans nearby. And that points to the real secret. LA is experienced as neighborhoods, not headlines. LA isn't lived as one city, it's lived as neighborhoods with personality. People say where they're from like it's an anchor, because in a patchwork place, identity gets local fast. There are 80+ neighborhoods, and each one has its own rhythm inside the same cityscape. So LA culture isn't one vibe, it's many, stitched together in one local orbit. That's why first-time visitors feel like the vibe keeps changing, because it does. Think of it like a playlist, not one song on repeat, but different moods back to back. Each mood has its own neighborhood gravity, and that's why two people can describe LA differently and both be right. The trap is trying to sample everything in one day and getting punished by commute math. The win is choosing one mood, walkable, artsy, beachy, quiet, and letting the day stay coherent. Then one last rule takes over. LA runs on minutes, not miles. Two places can look close on a map and still feel far in real life. No kidding. LA measures life in minutes, and the commute math can turn nearby into not today, so people can share the same LA local orbit and still rarely cross paths like they live in different worlds. That's not coldness. It's time, traffic, routines, and the patchwork amplifying small distances. Accepting that flips frustration into strategy. Here's the simplest analogy. LA is a rubber band. Overstretch the plan and it snaps. So skip crosstown zigzags and keep the day in one area with one anchor. Pick a home base, stack stops nearby, and let neighborhood gravity work for you instead of against you. That's when the cityscape stops feeling hostile and starts feeling playable. Which leads to the question everyone wants answered. How does someone do LA without getting lost? Counterintuitive truth. LA feels smaller when the plan gets narrower. In a patchwork city, freedom comes from choosing one slice, not chasing all slices. Rule: one area plus one theme per day. That theme becomes the anchor, and the commute math stops bullying the schedule. It's simple, repeatable, and it keeps the local orbit manageable. And suddenly, LA makes sense. Quick examples: views plus nature, GriffithPark plus Griffith Observatory. Bonus: Hollywood sign sightings happen. Art plus architecture, the Getty or LACMA or the Broad, plus the Walt Disney Concert Hall for that wow moment. Beach plus walk, SantaMonica Pier, plus 3rd Street Promenade, then VeniceBeach or the Venice Canals. Each plan respects neighborhood gravity. One zone, one flow, one readable cityscape. And with that method, the whole story can finally click from start to finish. So the real question isn't what's the best place in LA, it's which slice of the patchwork is worth time this week. What changes when the viewer stops fighting commute math and starts planning one anchor per day? Try it once. Pick one area, pick one theme, build a tight loop, and watch the cityscape feel strangely cooperative. Which mini LA gets chosen first? Griffith views, an art day, or a Santa Monica to Venice walk inside the same local orbit? Drop a comment. What's the biggest map myth mistake almost happened? And what's the one area that keeps pulling you back with pure neighborhood gravity? Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. More videos will turn big, confusing places into simple mental maps you can actually use.